Hello everyone! I am here to do a Facebook Live. So, truth be told, I haven't done a Facebook Live in like months, okay? If you've been in this group for a long time and you're wondering like where did I go? I know I've been posting in here, but I seriously have not done a Facebook Live in, my God, it's been like several months. So I've been very busy, but I'm a big believer in we make time for the things that are important to us. And so like this weekend, I was like, okay, Brianna, you're gonna do a Facebook Live, write it in my calendar. So I wrote it in my calendar so I can just like make time for this. It's not gonna be too long of a Facebook Live, but I did wanna come on here and I am gonna start doing more Facebook Lives. Because I think there's so much information, right, that I know I can share with you. You know, the reason I haven't done a Facebook Live in a few months is I've been incredibly busy. Actually, don't think I introduced myself. So if you are brand new to this group, welcome. If you're not familiar with me and you're wondering who the heck is this woman, I'm Brianna, and I am a transformation coach for teen girls and young women. And yeah, that's why I've been so busy lately, because I've been with my private clients, with my girls in my group coaching, with Girl Tribe, with me talking with moms and daughters every day. It's like, it's been a busy time, and you know, with the virus and everything going on, mental health is at its peak. Like, if you didn't realize that your daughter was suffering with mental health challenges before the virus, you're seeing it now, right? There's no escaping it. Everything is just like front and center. And so I look at this time right now as this is an opportunity for growth. This is a big opportunity for so many girls and for so many young women to really step into what they want for their lives, right? Do the deeper work if they choose to, right? But I'm a big believer in that anxiety and depression and all of the mental health challenges, it doesn't have to be something that your daughter struggles with for the rest of her life. And I know, look, I speak to parents, I speak to moms like every single day. I hear this from the girls that I work with that, you know, medication hasn't worked for them and therapy hasn't worked. Well, you know, the reason therapy isn't working for a lot of your daughters, if your daughter does go to therapy or if she has been to therapy, is because it doesn't go deep enough, right? And so if I hear from so many girls that I work with, because I ask them, like, what do you think of therapy? Like, is it helping you? And I already know, like, if they're coming to see me, I already know it's probably not helping me. It's not helping them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on a call with me. But what I hear so often is that, like, sometimes therapy feels good for them in the moment, right? Because they're venting and they're talking about their problems. It feels good in the moment to talk about it. But as far as long-term results, venting about problems doesn't do a thing for depression, okay? It actually just keeps them exactly where they are. So that's why we've got to go deeper. We've got to go deeper. We've got to go to the root. So I created, I thought of, okay, so like what are the 3 biggest reasons that, you know, why girls are not healing from depression? And if you are here, if you're joining me live or if you're watching the replay, let me know you're here. You know, type in like a hello or send some cute little emojis or hearts. For me to come out on here and do this, it's like I'm giving a lot of energy, but it's so fun to just get that back, to know that I'm not just talking to like a blank screen. And I do see that there are people watching this, which is fantastic. But let me know that you're here, because I love to make this more of a conversation. Oh, hey, Christine, thank you. I like to make this more of a conversation instead of me just talking to my iPhone. because I know there are people watching this. It's just helpful for me. Jenny, my daughter is refusing to see her therapist. She is on her second one. She won't be honest. Yeah. Courtney, I love hearing your mission. Oh, thank you, Courtney. Yeah, so here's the deal, Jenny, with your daughter, if she's not being honest. Hey, Lisa, if your daughter is not being honest with the therapist, there could be a couple of things going on. One is that she may not have a good connection. Oh, hey, Tara. Lori, oh my God, I love that you guys are all here. This is fantastic. One is that your daughter may not have a good connection with the therapist. So that is first and foremost. That connection piece has to be there for your daughter to open up to anyone, but specifically a therapist. So if your daughter doesn't feel connected, game over. It's done, right? And every therapist is different. So what I hear often when I work with girls is because, well, I'm not a therapist, right? I don't pretend to be one. But I hear from girls, it's like they tell me like it feels like I'm just talking to like a close friend, right? That's what I heard actually. A girl I was speaking with just like last week said that to me. And I was like, that's so sweet, but it's true because like I feel like I speak their language, right? And that's what they need. They don't need someone, taking down notes and saying, okay, so what's going on this week? Tell me about your depression. It's like, no, like let's have a real conversation, but not just have a conversation. Let's go in deep. Let's do the deeper work. Let's do the healing. Let's do the mindset work. Let's do the self-love. And that's just not what they're getting in therapy. So yes, I have a different approach. I have a unique approach and I have a unique way of doing things. So going back to the 3 reasons that girls are not healing from depression. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Number 1, and look, there's more than 3 here, okay? I was trying to like narrow it down. There's actually a lot of reasons, but I just tried to pick like the 3 that I felt that were really important that I wanted to talk about. There's more than just these 3, but here we go. So number 1, a lot of girls need to change, well, any girl that is dealing with depression needs to change the narrative that she's got going on in here, okay? What do I mean by that? Every single girl and young woman that comes to me has a story that they've created in their head about their depression or about their anxiety or about the struggles and everything that they've been through, right? And so with this identity that they have created around this story, it's no longer serving them for who they want to be. So if they're stuck on the depression and sadness and low self-esteem and feeling worthless and hating themselves, but they want to be confident, they want to love themselves, they want to be happy, how are they going to get there? Because they keep telling themselves the same sob story every day, how they're worthless, how much depression sucks, how they hate their life. So what is it going to take for them to get out of that narrative and go to where they want to be? This is why it's so important that girls learn how to change the story. I was talking to the girls last week and I was calling it like change the channel, right? They've got to change the channel of what's going on in here, because what they're thinking about, what they're focusing on, and who they see themselves as, if they look in the mirror and they see themselves as this depressed, sad, lonely, anxious person, that's not going to serve them. It's not going to serve them at all. So what they need to do is get out of that, okay? And rewrite their story. Okay, so they've got to create a vision for their life. The vision is going to pull them forward. I want to give you an example of this. I worked with a girl. Oh my God, I have so many examples. Like, which one am I going to choose? Okay, let me think. Okay, I'm going to choose one young woman that I worked with, and she came to me and she was struggling so much with depression to the point where she was like in bed for, I think it was like the whole summer before I met her, basically like in bed, watching TV, Netflix, social media, the whole thing, super, super depressed, okay? She withdrew from college because there was just so much going on. She couldn't handle it. And she was at her worst. She was crying all the time. Okay, so I come into the picture and I start working with her, right? And immediately we start talking about this. I tell her, how are you going to change your story, right? You are no longer that girl who has depression. She had to see herself as something different. And this is why it's so important to have, they need to create a vision for the future and what they want for themselves. Oh my God, hey Dave. Love that you're here. They have to create a vision for what they want because the vision is gonna pull them forward, okay? So this is exactly what this girl did. She started creating a vision for her life. What she wanted, how she wanted to feel, how she wanted to act, how she wanted to behave, how she wanted to interact with the world. And this is what she was telling herself. This is what she was feeding her mind every single day, okay? So do you think that she was a match for depression anymore? Most definitely positive affirmations. Yeah, thanks, Angela. So do you think a girl who is going to be so focused, talking about the vision of what they want for themselves, do you think that they are gonna be in alignment with depression anymore? No, it doesn't work. But here's what so anyways, well, I'll finish this story and then I'll go back to what I'm talking about. So this girl doesn't have depression anymore. This is the biggest thing that girls need to get out of their heads. They think that they're gonna have depression. The girls that are struggling with depression, they think that they're gonna have it for the rest of their lives. And that is not true. And that, as long as they believe that, they will continue to struggle in their lives, okay? So they've got to rip out that belief, that diagnosis that doctors are giving them, that they are clinically depressed or whatever the doctor says. They hold on to that. These girls hold on to this depression diagnosis as this is who I am. And this is the reason I am this way, because I have depression, right? So as long as they blame something outside of themselves, they don't need to fix it, right? And this leads me into being a victim. So many girls are in this victim mindset, right? The victim to their circumstances, right? And a lot of girls become addicted to this story. They also become addicted to the story of the past, the suffering, the struggle, all of the things that they actually don't want more of because they're focusing on that. That's what they get. This is simple law of attraction, right? Whether you believe this or not, this is what is going on. What you focus on grows. What you focus on becomes your reality. So the girls that are dealing with depression and that's all they focus on, that they get more of it. That's just how it works. So they've got to create a vision for what they want for themselves. So going back to these girls that become addicted to their struggle and then they defend it. They'll say like, no. You don't understand. You don't understand what I've been through. Like, I've had it really bad. You don't understand. Like, see, I went through that, and then this person did this to me, and then that person did that to me. So therefore, I'm a victim. And guess what happens when your daughter stays a victim? A couple of things. I actually wrote them out so I wouldn't forget. Playing a victim is very powerful, okay? Number one, what does that get your daughter if she plays the victim? She's avoiding taking responsibility of where she's at, right? Not her fault, right? If she's the victim, it's not her fault. It's not her fault, okay? Number two, it also allows your daughter to be right about what she's complaining about. If she complains every day about her depression and anxiety and her suffering and her struggling and all of the things, right? Well, it gives her a reason to keep complaining about it, right? If she sees herself as this victim, right? So, and the third thing is, and a lot of parents don't think about this, but it's important to address because a lot of girls are getting attention, from being depressed. Okay? A lot of girls get a lot of love from being depressed. Okay? It's not exactly the good positive attention, but they're getting attention, okay? A lot of this is subconscious. It's not like girls are going around saying, I'm holding on to this depression because I get so much love and attention from mom and dad. That's not how they think, but it is subconscious. So why girls tend to stay in, Angela, yeah, thank you, you agree. Yeah, so why girls tend to stay, this happens so often. I have so many calls with so many amazing parents and so many girls, and then the girl will self-sabotage herself and say, you know, the whole call she's like, oh yes, I want to change my life. I'm sick of this depression. I want to get out of this. I want to feel better. And then at the very end or something, you know, I ask her like, is this something you want to do? I don't know. Maybe you were just saying like, you know, a little while ago that you wanted this more than anything. Then it's the maybe, right? So why is this happening? There's so many reasons, but if your daughter actually changes who she thinks she is, she has to let go of that victim role because she can't be a victim anymore, right? She has to let go of this story that she's created about herself that is no longer serving her. This story of you're sad, you are depressed, you are whatever it is, right? Angela, and seek out the process of healing from someone who are not in the position to heal. Yes. So many, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. A lot of therapists, like whether you take your daughter to a therapist or whomever you take your daughter to, they can only help your daughter to the level that they have been able to help themselves. And what I mean by that, is you have to be your daughter has to be working with someone who's actually done the healing work on themselves. A lot of therapists haven't done this kind of work, okay? I've done it. I've done 10 years of this work on myself, and I continue to be in this work. But a lot of therapists just don't do this for themselves. And so how can they give, you know, this can't just be all textbook, like what they learned in a textbook, right? And they should know that just venting and talking about problems doesn't really do anything in the long term. It doesn't. So we've got to do something different if we want something different, right? So this is why it's so important. So here's the thing. So those are the 3 reasons why playing a victim is so powerful. I want to get into the other 2 reasons why girls are not healing themselves from depression. The other thing, so number 2, is girls do not know how to be with their suffering. Okay, I just want to pause for a minute because this is something that most people aren't really talking about. They don't know how to be with their suffering. They don't know how to have self-compassion for themselves and what they're going through. They do not have an ounce of self-love, and they don't even know what that means, okay? I don't hear, like, doctors are not talking about this whole self-love thing, right? And it's mind-boggling to me because I don't know how are we going to be able to heal depression and we're not even talking about self-love? They go hand in hand. Do you know why it's so important for your daughter to work on loving herself if she wants to heal from depression? It's so important because so many girls are living in judgment. They're living in blame, shame, guilt, denial, self-hatred, self-loathing. We can't skip over self-love. This is so important, and this is everything. Tara, what can we do specifically as parents to help without giving her that attention? Oh, I'll go back to that because I want to stay on this right now. Sorry, I'm like not reading the comments as soon as they come in, but I'll get to that. So self-love is not something like if you bring your daughter into the doctor, right? The doctor is going to write, chances are the doctor is going to write a prescription for Lexapro, for whatever, Wellbutrin, whatever, Zoloft, whatever, right? How many times does the doctor actually talk to you about some of these going deeper, right? That's not what the doctor does. The doctor gives the prescription for medication. But I know, I read your posts, I speak to so many of you moms, I know that not all of you wants to go that route. Not all of you wants to put your daughter on medication. And medication is a Band-Aid. Sometimes, I'm not saying that, look, sometimes girls need the medication. I mean, if they're feeling suicidal, if they're at a really, really dark, bad place, sometimes they need that medication to help them. But they've got to do something with it, not just medication. They've got to do the healing work with it. Medication by itself, I don't believe in it. But if they need medication to get over that really, really dark place, maybe that's what they need. But they got to do it with the healing work, not just medication. So going back to this self-compassion, this is so important because so many girls that I work with, and I'll speak of, okay, I'm going to take an example. There's one girl, or a young woman I should say, that I was working with, and we were having a private coaching session, and she was living in the past, okay? She has major depression, major anxiety, PTSD, and she was living in the past, something that had happened 5 years ago, and she couldn't let it go because she felt so bad about herself, okay? So the longer that these girls live in the past from some past mistake or something that they just can't let go of, right? They're gonna be in their own suffering, okay? I forgot to connect to the Wi-Fi, and I'm really, really hoping that I'm not having, I'm hoping this is not glitchy, because I think I forgot to connect to the Wi-Fi. Anyone, let me know if this is glitchy, but I'm not seeing any comments that it is, so hopefully this is okay. So anyways, this girl was living in the past from something that had happened 5 years ago that she wasn't able to let go of. So what we did some healing work around this, okay? We did some forgiveness work. We did some self-love and compassion. So this is what it takes, right? These girls don't know how to give this to themselves, okay? Because these girls are walking around with self-loathing and self-hatred, and they don't know how to drop into self-compassion and love for themselves. And this is what girls who are struggling with depression need more than anything else. Angela, yes, indeed. She has positive affirmations all around her room. Perfect. Yeah. This is what girls need more than anything. They need to be able to learn how to drop into self-compassion and self-love. This is the work that I do with girls and young women. I take them out of here and we go into here. Okay? This is where the ego lives. This is the ego likes to tell the girls that they're stupid, that they're ugly, that they're disgusting, that they're worthless. Why are they here? This is the stuff that the ego tells them. Okay? Your daughter cannot live in here anymore. She's got to drop down and access her truth. Where is that? It's all heart. It's all heart-centered. This is the work that I do. I help girls get out of here and into here. But we can't do it by living these busy lives. They can't do it if they're constantly on the go, if they're addicted to social media, if they're constantly on TikTok and Snapchat and all of the things, right? It's all distractions from coming back to who they really are, right? This is what it takes. So the second reason why girls are not healing from depression is because they're not able to be with the suffering, okay? They can't accept it. So again, they're living in the denial, the shame, the judgment, the regret, the hatred, the self-loathing. They've got to come back to themselves, heart-centered, love themselves. Yes, this might sound a little too woo-woo for some of you. This might sound a little bit spiritual, but guess what? This is what I do with my clients, and this is what gives them the biggest transformation ever. They've got to bring in self-love. They've got to forgive themselves from the past mistakes and the past hurts. And this becomes a practice. This is not a one and done, and they're done forever. The work that I do with the girls and young women that I work with, This is something that, this is like lifestyle. This is not, I do it one time and then my mental health is beautiful and perfect for the rest of my life. I've been doing this work for 10 years and I'm still in it. I still do all of the things. I still practice self-love every day. I still work my mindset. I do all of the things. This is what I teach the girls to do as well. So it's not just the time that they're with me. This is taking this to a whole new level of, this is every day. This is the rest of their lives. This work changes the trajectory of their entire life. Everything changes. Absolutely, Janelle. Yeah, Lisa. Yeah. Everything changes when your daughter learns to come into here and bring self-love and compassion for the things that she's gone through, the suffering, the struggle. What most girls do is they can't handle it. They can't be a space for it. So what do? They try to run away from it. They cut. They develop eating disorders. They drink, they smoke, they have sex. They do all of the things. They have suicidal thoughts, all because they don't know how to come in here. This is so important. This is so important, and it's not talked about enough. They don't learn this in school. I didn't learn this when I was younger, right? So where are they getting this? Where will they get this? Right? This changes everything. So that's number 2. Number 3 is the third biggest reason why girls are not healing from depression is that they are not making their mental health a priority. Okay? And this needs to change. Why are they not making mental health a priority? Well, is it taught in school? Is it taught that are they taught that mental health is important in school? Do they learn that? Nope. They learn that math and science and English and history and all of those subjects, that's important. They learn that grades and SAT scores and college acceptance and all of that, they learn that that's important. They learn that career is important. But what they don't learn is that taking care of themselves is important. Hell yes, it's important. They've got to do it, right? They don't know how. They don't know how because they've never learned how to put themselves first. So what do? They put everything else before taking care of themselves, right? And they don't even know where to begin. This is why it's so important. This is why the work that I do, right? My group programs, my coaching programs, my private coaching, all of the things, this is what I teach. Because how can they learn how to do this from a book? No, they're not going to learn it from a book. How are they going to learn it from a YouTube video? I don't think so. They gotta be with someone who's gonna show them the way and really is going to give them the support that they need, which is what I do with the girls and young women that I work with. So making this is lifestyle stuff. This is not I do this one time and thank you, I'm done forever. Absolutely not. Your daughter's not gonna get anywhere. Your daughter is not gonna heal from depression as long as she is putting her job first, as long as she's putting her grades first, as long as she's putting all of her friends first, her boyfriend or girlfriend first. Doesn't work. So we need to change how things are done, right? And also moms, dads who are watching this, if you don't put your mental health first, then chances are your daughter is not going to put her mental health first either, right? You've got to make yourself a priority. Teach your daughter how to do this by leading by example. Put yourself first, right? It's healthy to do that. It's actually really important, and girls need to learn how to do this. Otherwise, things are gonna get in the way, right? Oh, I have to go to that party. Oh, I'm gonna do 5 hours on TikTok. Oh no, I have 10% on my phone on the battery. Okay, well I'm gonna wrap up in just a minute, right? So they have all of the distractions, right? The extracurriculars. Oh, I'm busy with dance. I'm busy with softball. I've got this to do. I can't work on myself. I'm just too busy. I've got too much going on. Really? But you spent 5 hours on TikTok. Really? You have too much to do? Right? We create the time for things that are important to us. Mental health is not a priority for most girls and young women out there. Let's just be clear about that. It's not important. And also, a lot of parents, it's not important for them because they'll spend the money on the extracurriculars and the SAT tutoring and all of the things, but then they don't spend the money on what really matters, which is mental health. What does it matter if your daughter can go to a fancy university if she can't even get through her first semester because her anxiety or depression is at an all-time high? We've got to change how we look at mental health because what we've been doing no longer works. And with the coronavirus and everything that's going on, it's front and center. We can't ignore it anymore. You cannot ignore what is going on. We've got to wake up. We've got to say, I need to make this a priority. I've got to do something different, right? If what you're doing isn't working, then stop doing the same damn thing that you're doing and expecting different results. You're not going to get it. You've got to do something. There's like a quote or a famous saying out there, like, you've got to do something different if you want something different. It's simple as that. The parents and the girls that come to me have tried all the other stuff that doesn't work. They've tried the therapy. They've tried the medication. They come to me and they are like, you know, their mind is like wide open and like, okay, they want to hear what this is all about, right? Because they've tried everything else and they're frustrated and they're overwhelmed and they're exhausted. And maybe you're watching this too and maybe you feel some of that. Maybe you feel exhausted. Maybe you feel drained. Maybe you're just like, nothing is working. I'm here to tell you that there are things that work, right? But it's all about getting the right help. There is a such thing as there is help that you can seek out there that doesn't necessarily work for your daughter. Okay? So you've got to be clear on that. You've got to be clear on what you're doing and whether it works or not. This is not to put any blame or shame or anything like that on you. You are doing your best. You're trying hard. Just by you being here and just by you watching this, I know that you're trying hard. You're looking for all of the answers. You're trying to figure this out as best you can, right? But I'm here to tell you it's all about having the right approach, the right help. Okay? Not all help works. Not all therapy works. Medication doesn't fix. Most therapy doesn't either. Okay? So with that, I don't know what my battery is. I'm about to lose my battery. And I gotta go because I've got a Girl Tribe call in just a little bit. If this resonates for you, if you are watching this and you're thinking to yourself, God, Brianna, you're like speaking to me. Yes, I need this for my daughter. Reach out to me, private message me. Let me know what's going on. Let's get on a call. I'll also leave my link below so you can, if you want to just go ahead and set up a complimentary call, we can talk and see if I can help your daughter, okay? It's so important to reach out for the help when you need it, but your daughter has to be ready for it. I don't work with girls that don't want this. I only work with girls who are ready for change. Otherwise, I'm dragging them along and it doesn't work, and I don't want to work with those girls. They need to be ready. They need to say, I want this. They need to say, I'm willing to put in the effort. Those are the girls that I love to work with, and those are the girls that like get me so excited and get me just like loving what I do because they're so much fun to work with, right? It's incredible everything that happens for them, right? When they just learn to get out of their own way. So I missed a few of these comments. Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, thank you, Christine, Lisa. Sorry, you're seeing my... Oh my God, thank you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, Lisa. Angela, thank you a million times. Thank you a million more for watching this. Yes, it's recorded, Lisa. It's in here. Oh, very true, Christy. Yeah, I wish I had heard this when my older daughter was young. I know, right? But look, here's the thing. Like, you're hearing it now. You're hearing it now. So let this, sink in and take what you want from this, right? If you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting. Absolutely, Lisa. Yeah. I know, I'm just going back up here because I missed some of these. Hold on. Christine said earlier, my older high achieving daughter had a total breakdown her sophomore year, still struggling to this day. She is now working on master's in college. Oh, that's amazing. She's working on her master's in college. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, mental wellness should be included. Yeah, sorry I didn't get to all of these. Sometimes when I'm flowing and stuff, I miss some of the comments, but thank you for being here. I gotta get going because I've got a Girl Tribe call coming up soon, but if I didn't get to your comment, I'll make sure to go back and respond. Also respond if you're watching the replay, if you're watching the recording, let me know that you're here, let me know that you're watching, and you can just like comment as if you're watching the live because I love to hear from you. So I'll leave the link below if you want to schedule a complimentary call with me, if you want to see how I can help your daughter. Your daughter has to be ready for it. Your daughter has to want the help first. So just keep that in mind before scheduling a call with me, or you can private message me and we can, and we can do it that way. I'm sending you so much love. I promise, I'm going to do more Facebook Lives. I know this is important, and I know that I got to create the time for it, right? Because I say to myself, we can create the time for the things that are important. And Facebook Lives are important to me. So I'm going to come on and do more, okay? Sending you all so much love. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.